Can a single woman bring a seasoned detective to his knees, or worse, to his grave? He's seen it all: lies, blood, betrayal. But nothing could prepare him for her. She didn't walk into his office. She crept into his life like smoke under a door, slow, silent, and suffocating. In a world built on hard truths and cold streets, it only takes one soft voice, one flash of a smile to unmake a man. Is it desire? Is it deception? Or is it destiny? Because sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun or a knife. It's a look, a whisper, a kiss. This is the story of a man who thought he knew the rules, until he met the woman who rewrote them. In the shadows of noir fiction, two archetypes always find their way to each other: the femme fatale and the hard-boiled detective. One is danger wrapped in silk, the other a cynic in a wrinkled suit, with a cigarette burning down to ash. They live in different corners of a broken world, but fate, or maybe bad luck, always brings them face to face. The femme fatale is more than just a beautiful woman. She's cunning, calculating, and impossibly alluring. She uses mystery like a weapon, seduction like a scalpel. She walks into a man's life not to be saved, but to rewrite the ending. Opposite her stands the detective, a man weathered by too many lies, too many late nights, and a city that stopped making sense a long time ago. He trusts nothing but his gut and the bourbon in his drawer. He's been played before, but he thinks this time he's ready. He isn't. Their stories always begin the same way: a case, a glance, a mistake. And they always end in the same place: ruin. Because when these two forces collide, it's not about solving the mystery. It's about surviving the aftermath. The hard-boiled detective prides himself on being sharp, skeptical, and always 2 steps ahead. He's built a career on spotting liars, reading between the lines, and never getting too close. But that's exactly what makes him vulnerable. The femme fatale doesn't confront him head-on. She doesn't need to. She invites suspicion, weaving just enough truth into her lies to keep him circling her like a moth around a flame. She doesn't try to break his defenses. She makes him lower them himself. She taps into his greatest strength, his need to uncover the truth. And that's the trap. Every clue she offers feels just off enough to keep him hooked. Every look she gives feels like both a warning and a plea. He tells himself he's in control, that he's just following leads, but each step forward is a step deeper into her web. What begins as a case turns into something more personal, too personal. And by the time he realizes he's compromised, it's already too late. She's not just manipulating the facts, she's manipulating him. Because the question isn't whether she's guilty. The question is whether he'll let her go, even when he knows the answer. From the smoke-filled offices of Raymond Chandler's Los Angeles to the moody shadows of post-war cinema, the tango between the femme fatale and the hard-boiled detective has played out time and time again. Each time, the moves are familiar, but no less deadly. Take Phyllis Dietrichson in Double Indemnity, 1944. She doesn't seduce Walter Neff with loud passion. She ensnares him with cool detachment, half-truths, and a wounded vulnerability. She makes him believe the murder was his idea, feeding his ego while keeping her own hands clean. Phyllis doesn't just manipulate Walter's desire. She exploits his need to be the smartest man in the room. Then there's Brigid O'Shaughnessy in The Maltese Falcon, 1941. She changes her story with every breath, weaponizing uncertainty and fragility. Sam Spade prides himself on being hard to fool, but Brigid plays his sympathy, curiosity, and yes, his loneliness. By the time he uncovers the truth, the damage is done. He turns her in, but not without regret. "I won't play the sap for you," he says, and yet we're not sure he believes it himself. In Out of the Past, 1947, Kathy Moffat is the embodiment of contradiction, beautiful and innocent one moment, ruthless the next. She knows how to disappear just long enough to become a memory he can't shake, then reappear with just enough softness to disarm him. Jeff Bailey, the ex-private eye, knows the past is dangerous, but he follows her back into it anyway. His fatal flaw? He thinks love can overcome the lies. These women don't overpower the men. They undermine them. The tactics are subtle. Ambiguity. Never giving a full answer. Keeping the detective guessing. Selective vulnerability. Sharing just enough pain to make him feel like the protector. Redirection. Turning suspicion into intimacy. Questions into flirtation. Projection. Letting him see what he wants to see, rather than who she really is. The detective's mind is his weapon, but the femme fatale turns it against him. She's the riddle he can't solve, the case he can't close, the woman he can't forget. There's always a moment when the fog lifts, when the detective sees the full shape of the trap, and worse, realizes he walked into it willingly. Maybe it happens in a dim motel room, where a revolver lies too casually on the dresser, and her lipstick's still fresh on a coffee cup. Or maybe it's on a rainy street corner, when he sees her stepping into a car that was never supposed to be there, with a man she swore she didn't know. But it's not the evidence that breaks him. It's the recognition. He replays every word she said, every glance she gave him, and sees them for what they really were. Steps in a dance that she led, and he followed. He realizes he wasn't the hunter. He was the mark. And worse, he wanted to be. In Double Indemnity, that moment comes when Neff sees Phyllis hiding behind the door with a gun, and he finally knows. She never loved him. "I killed him for money, and a woman. And I didn't get the money, and I didn't get the woman." It's not just a confession. It's a eulogy for a man who thought he could outplay desire. In Body Heat, as Ned Racine sits in prison, he speaks of Mattie's, Kathleen Turner, special gift. That she was relentless. That she would do whatever it took. And in the end, once a man knows he's been played, he can either seek justice or chase the ghost of the woman who destroyed him. In the world of noir, attraction is never just desire. It's danger in disguise. The dance between the femme fatale and the hard-boiled detective is more than flirtation or conflict. It's a psychological chess match where the stakes are life, death, and dignity. She is the flame. He is the moth. Her beauty isn't her most dangerous weapon. It's her ability to make him want to fall. She plays on his strengths, his sense of justice, his instinct to protect, his pride in being one step ahead. She wraps her lies in vulnerability, cloaks her motives in mystery, and lets him believe it was his idea all along. But behind every kiss, every whispered secret, is a setup. And behind every tough question he asks is the fear that he already knows the answer. In the end, it's not the bullets or betrayals that destroy him, it's the moment he realizes he chose to believe her. That the fall wasn't a stumble, it was a dive. Because in noir, love isn't redemptive, it's a trigger. And when the detective falls for the femme fatale, he doesn't fall in love. He falls into ruin. Now it's your turn. Who's your favorite femme fatale? Is it the icy elegance of Phyllis Dietrichson, the slippery lies of Bridget O'Shaughnessy, or the sultry charm of Mattie Walker? Drop your favorite in the comments, and tell us why she still haunts the screen. And if you love peeling back the layers of classic noir, don't miss our next video. where we'll dive into another subject: the world of Body Heat, the most underrated neo-noir film you've never seen. Like, subscribe, and keep the shadows close. Because in the world of noir, nothing is ever as it seems.